Welcome back. It's 9:29. So more than just a typical coffee shop, a local business features freshly roasted coffee from around the world, as well as 2 rooms filled with more than 20 pinball machines.
RJ Marquez and digital producer Andrew Wilson sat down with a man who helps run What's Brewing to talk about what makes the cafe different.
It's part of a new KSAT series spotlighting unique San Antonio stories, 210 Trailblazers.
There's a place in San Antonio that combines a family's love for coffee with pinball games. I spoke with Sammy Chabert about what makes What's Brewing such a unique coffee house combination.
My dad started doing roasting coffee back in 1983 as the first coffee roaster here in San Antonio. From there, it's grown between my brother and I. Now my son's working here. I mean, it's art, it's science. You combine both of them together with that. A lot of the art, the artisan part of it was what my dad crafted. Being that back in 1983, they didn't have nearly the amount of resources that you see today. My dad had the roastery, but he also had a place in what's called Central Park Mall. Now it's, you see there's an Alamo Draft House there. But right next door to my dad was this arcade called the Gold Mine. Growing up, we would go to work with Dad. We would immediately spend all his money over at the arcade next door. So we were always very fond of gaming, pinball. We started off with 5 machines for a small event we were doing. It immediately took off. So we went to 10 machines. Now we have over 25 machines in there right now. We do pinball tournaments, and so that's been a big part of what we do. It's a lot of fun. It's very different than any other coffee shop really in the country.
RJ joined us now in studio to talk more about the series, and this coffee smells amazing from What's Brewing Coffee Roasters. How'd you guys hear about them, RJ?
Andrew, our digital producer, was the one who had heard some things about it. Some of his friends had visited this coffee house. It's off of 281 and Rhapsody Drive. So when he told me about, hey, do you want to go do a story on coffee and pinball machines? It was a no-brainer. I was like, yes, definitely. Sign me up for that.
281 Rhapsody, that's right by the airport, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right by the airport. So, and like Sammy said, his dad is considered to be the first coffee roaster in San Antonio, and they've been roasting for decades, about 40 years now, and he told us stories about them having to travel up to Austin and different areas in order to get coffee beans initially, because that really wasn't much of the scene here in San Antonio, and now, of course, we have a bunch of local coffee houses, which is great for the industry.
Sure, I mean, you think coffee houses, you think big cities like Seattle or maybe San Francisco here, but San Antonio really kind of making a name for itself when it comes to breweries, not breweries, but can we call them roasteries?
Cafes?
Roaster coffee houses. Yeah, that's kind of the way to do it.
And they gave you a demonstration?
Yeah, so the video that you just saw, they were roasting Brazilian beans, which Sammy said that South America is one of obviously the largest producers of coffee beans there is. So he gave us some, and I didn't want to completely embarrass myself here, so I'm not going to do it live.
I did it
earlier.
You can do that.
I know, yeah. But apparently he said that you're supposed to crack it right down the line, down the middle, and then that's the best way to sort of get the freshness of it and to test it.
Well, there you go. Okay, they got it right down the middle.
Wow, Mark, very impressive. Yeah. First try. Oh, look, I did it right there. Yeah.
So the flavor, once it's apart, is actually different than the exterior to me.
It is.
It's richer,
and that's really how you can get a
nuttier.
sense of what you're getting.
So what's this? This is a brand from Honduras, or a blend?
Yeah, that's the one from Honduras. The one that we saw on video is from Brazil. So honey prep. So pretty cool stuff there. And if anyone's interested in reaching out to us to be a 210 Trailblazer, all they have to do is follow us on Instagram at KSAT News and direct message Andrew. He's the one who kind of runs that social media account.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
you could also email us as well. So,
well, I'm glad you brought it up. That's going to be my next question.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was going to ask you to split my bean. I'm still working on it.
Oh, you trying to split your bean? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
It's like snapping your fingers. That's the way he did it, and he did it just so fast.
Oh, he's a pro.
Right. What is this? He's the expert.
I'm going to be here with a little
RJ,
knife.
thank you.
What's Brewing?
We love hearing more local stories like that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You too.
Go outside with live cam.